Hello everyone, you are welcome to Nigeria Today News. On our last edition, we discussed placeholder. Today on the show, we shall be looking at vote buying, its implications, and what can be done to remedy this ugly trend. I'm Michael Angel, your host for this segment. One of the basic elements that differentiates democracy from other forms of government is the ability of citizens to choose their leaders in a periodic, free and fair election. Eligible voters are expected to exercise their franchise in a manner devoid of malpractices such as vote buying, violence, intimidation, discrimination, and rigging. It is important to note that Nigeria's democratic experience right from the First Republic has been characterized by one form of malpractice or the other, with vote buying or voter inducement becoming a recurring decimal. This trend of giving voters money or material inducement to sway their voting pattern is nurtured by the high poverty rate and illiteracy in the country. According to a report from the World Poverty Clock, 105 million Nigerians live in extreme poverty, representing 51% of the total population. Also, 76 million adults, representing 38% of Nigeria's population, cannot read and write, according to Malam Adamu, Minister of Education. Therefore, desperate politicians in their quest to capture power or remain in office against the will of the people have weaponized poverty and illiteracy through vote buying. Some electorates now sell their votes to the highest bidder, while others receive as low as 500 naira to give up their right to determine who governs them. Items such as wrapper, rice, sugar, salt, seasoning cubes are also used to induce voters by candidates through their agents. As anticipated, voter inducement reared its ugly head again during the recently held Ekiti State governorship elections. Multiple sources reported how some electorates sold their votes between 5,000 naira to 10,000 naira to the highest political parties. It's so glaring that the Anti-Graft Agency, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), mobilized its personnel to arrest those involved in the act. So what are the dangers of vote buying? Vote buying has resulted in the emergence of leaders who do not enjoy the support or legitimacy of the people. These leaders may not be answerable to the electorate because of the understanding that the mandate they hold was bought and not freely given. A political office holder that emerged from vote buying will most likely not provide the needed dividends of democracy to the people because of the need to recoup money spent during the electioneering process. Vote buying also legitimizes corruption and the embezzlement of government funds, which in turn results in people living in abject poverty and deplorable conditions. So what can we do to stop vote buying in Nigeria? Vote buying is on the verge of destroying the sanctity of Nigeria's nascent democracy if something drastic is not done to nip it in the bud. It is almost inconceivable, however, to think the trend can be totally eliminated before the 2023 general elections. But this anomaly can be drastically reduced through the following measures. Number one, strict enforcement of laws criminalizing vote buying. A major factor why voter inducement is on the rise is our inability as a nation to enforce relevant laws criminalizing vote buying. Section 127 of the Electoral Act as amended prescribes a fine of 10,000 naira or 12 months imprisonment or both for anyone caught in the act of buying or selling votes. Unfortunately, this provision has not been effectively implemented by the law enforcement agents who often look the other way when voter inducement occurs. The police and other law enforcement agents must be empowered to arrest and prosecute those involved in voter inducement to serve as a deterrent to others. Number two, special court/commission to punish vote buyers and offenders. Despite the criminalization of voter inducement by the Electoral Act, prosecution of offenders has been a major setback as the conventional courts are already overwhelmed with cases. To ensure speedy dispensation of justice, a special court to prosecute violators of electoral law in the country is needed, and this should be done in addition to the possibility of having the commission of an electoral offense to enhance the electoral process. Number 3, voter education. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, must collaborate with political parties, religious leaders, traditional rulers, the media, and relevant government agencies to increase voter education on the dangers of vote buying. The electorate should be informed that by selling their vote, they have decided to mortgage their future for another 4 years. Voters should be told that any candidate who induces them with money will not provide them with the basic amenities such as water, hospitals, schools, and road when elected. Number 4, tackling the root cause. Voter inducement thrives largely due to poverty and illiteracy. Concerted effort must be made by the political leadership to reduce the level of poverty and illiteracy in the land. If voters are moderately informed and financially stable, inducing them with 500 naira or a mudu of rice for vote will be very difficult. Now, our standpoint. Voter inducement is on the verge of destroying the sanctity of our electoral process if nothing is done to curtail the ugly trend. The electorate must reject any form of inducement and vote for credible candidates that will provide good governance for the betterment of all. Law enforcement agents must also know that voter inducement is in the same category as ballot box snatching and must treat those caught in the act as criminals. With all hands on deck, the sanctity of our elections will be restored and leaders with vision will emerge to provide the much needed dividends of democracy to the people. And that's the size of today's episode of Nigeria Today News. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our social media handles for more updates. Until I come your way next time, thanks for watching.